Hello, welcome to my channel. Before proceeding to study, please subscribe to my channel. Today, we will explore the fascinating world of basic mechanical engineering. We'll dive into key concepts like classification of engineering material, composition of cast iron and carbon steels, iron-carbon diagram. Slide 1. Classification of engineering materials. Let us begin by understanding what engineering materials are. These are materials used to make components and parts in mechanical systems. Depending on their properties and structure, we divide them into different types. 1. Metals and alloys. Metals are strong and conduct heat and electricity well. Steel and aluminum are commonly used examples. Alloys are formed when two or more metals are mixed to improve performance. For example, brass is made by mixing copper and zinc. 2. Polymers. These are plastics like PVC or polyethylene. They are lightweight, corrosion resistant, and used in items like plastic containers, insulation, and piping. 3. Ceramics. These are hard but brittle materials such as glass, tiles, and bricks. They are excellent for heat-resistant and insulating applications. 4. Composites. These are combinations of two different materials to form a product with combined properties. Fiberglass and carbon fiber are good examples, strong but lightweight. 5. Ferrous versus non-ferrous metals. Ferrous metals contain iron, like steel and cast iron, while non-ferrous metals do not, like copper, aluminum. This classification is important because it affects magnetism, corrosion, and strength. 6. Alloy. Defined as a material composed of two or more metals, or metal and non-metal. For example, stainless steel is an alloy of iron, carbon, and chromium. 7. A simple example, aluminum, non-ferrous, is used in aircraft because it is light and corrosion resistant. Significance. Understanding classification helps engineers select materials based on mechanical, thermal, and economic properties for specific applications like gears, structures, and tools. Slide 2. Cast iron, composition and properties. Now let's move to cast iron, a key ferrous material in mechanical engineering. 1. What is cast iron? It is an alloy of iron and carbon where the carbon content ranges from 2 to 4%. This high carbon makes it hard and brittle. 2. Additional elements, silicon, 1 to 3%, improves fluidity during casting, manganese strengthens it, sulfur and phosphorus are kept low to avoid brittleness. 3. Types of cast iron. Gray cast iron, contains graphite flakes. It's easy to machine and absorbs vibrations, so it's used in machine beds. White cast iron, appears white due to absence of free graphite. It is extremely hard and used in wear-resistant surfaces. Ductile, nodular, cast iron, has round graphite nodules, it is tougher and less brittle. Malleable cast iron, produced by heat treatment of white cast iron, improves ductility. 4. Properties, good in compression, excellent wear resistance, and easy to cast into complex shapes. However, it is not suitable for tension. 5. Example, gray cast iron is used in engine blocks due to its vibration damping and wear resistance. Significance, cast iron is preferred in heavy machinery where strength, cost efficiency, and wear resistance are essential. Slide 3. Carbon steel, classification and composition. Now let's understand carbon steel, another ferrous material, but with lower carbon than cast iron. 1. Carbon steel is mainly made up of iron and carbon. Based on the carbon content, we divide it into three types. Low carbon steel, 0.05%, 0.25%. It is soft, ductile, and easy to weld. Used in pipes and wires. Medium carbon steel, 0.25%, 0.6% has balanced strength and toughness. Used in axles and crankshafts. High carbon steel, 0.6%, 1.5%, very strong and hard but brittle. Used for cutting tools and springs. 2. Additional elements, often has manganese and silicon in small quantities to improve mechanical properties. 3. Ductility, defined as the ability to stretch without breaking. Low carbon steels are more ductile. 4. Example, high carbon steel is used to make drill bits and blades. Significance, carbon steel is used extensively in buildings, tools, automobiles, and pipelines due to its strength and cost effectiveness. Slide 4. Differences, cast iron vs carbon steel, simplified for semester 1 students. 1. Carbon content, cast iron has high carbon, 2 to 4%, carbon steel has less, 0.05–1.5%, which affects strength and brittleness. 2. Ductility, cast iron is brittle and cracks easily, while carbon steel bends without breaking, especially low carbon types. 3. Tensile strength, carbon steel is stronger in tension, cast iron breaks more easily when pulled. 4. Compressive strength, cast iron handles heavy pressure better, that's why it's used in engine blocks. 5. Weldability, cast iron is hard to weld, carbon steel welds easily, making it ideal for fabrication. 6. Machinability, gray cast iron cuts smoothly on machines, carbon steel needs more effort. 7. Cost, cast iron is cheaper and economical for mass production, carbon steel is a bit costlier. 8. Corrosion resistance, cast iron resists rusting better than plain carbon steel unless the steel is coated. 9. Example, use cast iron for heavy bases like machine beds, and carbon steel for beams and cutting tools. Summary, use cast iron when cost and compressive strength matter, use carbon steel when strength, flexibility, or welding is needed. Slide 5. Iron-carbon diagram overview. The iron-carbon diagram is a very important concept in material science. It shows how mixtures of iron and carbon behave under heat. 1. Carbon range. The diagram mainly focuses on carbon content from 0% to 6.67%, but we focus on up to 4.3%. 2. Critical points. Eutectoid point, at 0.76% carbon and 727 degrees Celsius. This is where austenite turns into pearlite, a layered structure of ferrite and cementite. Eutectic point, at 4.3% carbon and 1147 degrees Celsius. This point marks the transformation of liquid into austenite plus cementite, ledeberite. 3. Important phases. Ferrite, soft and ductile, holds very little carbon. Austenite, exists at high temperature. It can hold more carbon and is non-magnetic. Cementite, very hard and brittle iron carbide, Fe3C. Pearlite, alternating layers of ferrite and cementite, moderately strong and tough. 4. Why is this diagram important? It helps engineers know what kind of structure or microstructure will form in steel during heating and cooling. Significance: the iron-carbon diagram is a reference tool for deciding how to heat-treat steel for desired mechanical properties. Slide 6. Importance of iron-carbon diagram in engineering. Let's wrap this up by understanding how the iron-carbon diagram is practically used. 1. Heat treatment guidance. It shows transformation points needed for processes like annealing, hardening, and tempering. 2. Alloy design. Helps decide how much carbon to add for specific properties like hardness or toughness. 3. Phase prediction. Engineers can predict whether the material will be ferrite, pearlite, or cementite at a certain temperature and carbon content. 4. Welding and machining determines how easy the material is to weld or machine depending on its phase and carbon content. 5. Solidification and sight, important in casting where cooling rate affects structure. 6. Failure analysis. By observing structure, e.g., too much cementite, engineers can understand if failure was due to brittleness. 7. Digital tools. Many modern CAD/CAM software now simulate the iron-carbon diagram to guide alloy selection. 8. Example, if you want a spring steel, you may choose 0.8% carbon steel to balance strength and ductility. Significance. This diagram is a foundational reference for materials engineers, mechanical designers, and metallurgists.